Welcome to Sunny Day Stamping. I'm Julie Baca. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for all my subscribers. Man, I just love that you guys are tuning in. It just makes it so much fun for me. If you are new to my channel, for every video I make here on YouTube, I have a corresponding blog post over on my website, sunnydaystamping.com, where you can get all the cutting and scoring measurements so you can make these projects easily at home. There's also a list of supplies, and you can purchase these supplies right from there. Although I do try to make a lot of my projects ones that you can make at home with stamps you have at home already, because I don't know, stamping is just fun. So today's card is one of those for sure. I'm going to show you how to make a very easy card that's really super cool. We're going to use some awesome colors. I just wanted to like play around with colors, but so you can do something more normal, but I kind of tried to pick some really fun color combinations, and I've got a resource over on my website. If you go to my website, click on resources, and you can download this color helper, I guess, to help you pick which colors go together. So we're going to be making this card together using one stamp set, but I have lots of examples to show you on how to do that. I've got some cutting tips and stamping tips, so let's get started. This card is great for beginners because we're only going to use one color, white paper, and then a colored cardstock. That is all that you need to do this, and a paper trimmer to cut these little squares. What is so easy about this is you just take the images from any stamp set and just put them in these little windows, and to create interest, kind of putting them at different angles to create this really awesome card. And I'm going to show you how to create this embossing effect with your paper trimmer. In the example that we're going to make together, we're going to use Nature's Prints stamp set because I love this gorgeous foliage, but stick around to the end because I'm going to show you how I use 3 different stamp sets with this same technique, just to give you some ideas on how to do that at home. I'm also pairing all of my cards with this go-to greetings because I wanted to make some birthday cards and thank you and thinking of you. I love this. This goes perfectly with any stamp set. It's a great investment, great value. Now to start out, we're going to cut out these little squares, and I just wanted to give you some cutting tips on this. You're going to take your cardstock and orient it with the long end this way, and these are 1.5 inch squares. All these measurements are over on my website, so you don't have to worry about that. So just cut yourself a strip, and now just cut these in 1.5 inch repeatedly to create all these squares real quick. Now go ahead and cut yourself some extras because this gets addicting. I'm going to tell you, that's why I made so many examples, because I'm like, ooh, what else can I put in these squares? Now this paper trimmer makes it so easy. I mean, look how quickly I did all that. This clear guide helps you just be able to see through to get these measurements perfect. So before we put this paper trimmer away, I'm going to show you how to create these embossed lines. You could also use your scoreboard, which would actually create deeper grooves than this, but I'm going to use my paper trimmer. I love having dual purposes for one product, so I want to show you how to do that. So I just wanted to grab my print and make project sheet because it has the scoring measurements on here. If you want one of these, all this is over on my website, but if you want to be able to print out this on one sheet of paper, I email those out to my email subscribers. So you can get that by signing up. There's a link down below. So we're going to take this 5.25 by 4 piece of paper, and we're going to score it at the 1/2 inch. This is the other thing I love about this paper trimmer. There are little measurements on this side to make it really easy, because otherwise I'd have to be here holding this, and then I can't hold my paper on this side. So that was very thoughtful when they designed this. Okay, now make sure your cutting blade is out of the way. You don't want to cut, you just want to score it. I'm going to go over this a couple times. Then we're going to score at 3/4 inch. And you know what? This really doesn't matter, these measurements. These were just ones that I picked. You can't mess this up. You can even do these at different widths. Oh, sorry, that last one was 1 inch. So now check this out. We created those awesome grooves. So we're going to go ahead and finish off this piece by stamping a sentiment on there, and I'm going to be using Gorgeous Grape for for this whole example. This is the only ink pad that you need. But here's a tip on getting your words straight, especially these rubber, the cling stamps. you can't see through them, so it makes it a little more difficult. Line it up on your grid paper and then line up your block on your grid paper also. Now, before you stamp it on here, we're going to test it. So I'm going to pick a line and see if I'm going to line it up on that line and see if I did okay. It's a little bit slanted, so now I know next time I'm going to tilt it to the right a little more and see now that time I got it perfectly. So now I'm confident that I'm going to do it along this top line here. And I thought it was interesting to use the top line and have the letters hanging down below the line like that. Now the reason why I'm stamping this first is because I don't want to stamp all these pieces, get them all on here, and then make the mistake of getting the sentiment crooked, because that drives me crazy. So that's why I wanted to do that first. Now, this is the fun part. Take your 4 little pieces and 4 images out of your stamp set. Now, let's say maybe your stamp set doesn't have 4 images. You could definitely do 1 image twice, but do it at a different angle. I think one thing that makes this interesting is I'm just taking little snippets. Like, look how big this stamp is, but I just took a little part of it. I just think that makes it so much more interesting. And instead of having the whole image on there, you could definitely do it with the whole image on there. Just, I don't know, mess around, see what you like. I don't think that you can mess this up, except for that. That is definitely a mess up. So thankfully, I cut other squares. I always do that with these stamps, especially when I'm filming, because I'm a little nervous. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. So I end up pressing too hard. There, that's perfect. Now I kind of want to be watching, like I had this fern going this way, so I don't want all my images going that way. So I'm going to have this one. Oh, this stamp actually turns that way. So I guess I better do this one this way. And then my next image, I will make sure that it is going to go the opposite direction. So I made some of mine going off the paper and some of them having white space around there. So I'm actually going to set these off to the side. So before we put our stamps away, we want to stamp the inside of our card. So just take some of those images from the front and just put them on here however you want. Actually, I'm going to add one more little flower. Now do the same thing on your envelope. Just do it right now while you've got all your stamps out. It makes it so easy. Let's see. I always like want to do too much and I feel like less is more. There, okay. And let's do a little something on here. I'm actually gonna fold this and put it right like that, so that it looks awesome when it's closed. Okay, now let's put our card together. Take your card base and fold it along the score line. Now I've got some tricks for you. Now you can totally glue these squares on, but I thought it added just a little extra awesomeness to pop them up with dimensionals. Now here is my tip. Put these on your card first so you know that you don't want them slanted, although hey, maybe that would be cool, kind of all slanted. Okay, we'll do that another day. But anyway, so you want to center them up and you want the lines in between them to be as equidistant as you can. Don't stress about it, don't stress. So now what you're gonna do is you could glue those down, but do them one at a time. Pick this one up, put dimensionals on the back, and now with those telling you where this goes, we're gonna set this down. So I'm a little off. So now this one, I'm going to make sure I bring down to be in line. You know what my problem is because I'm not directly over this. Okay, here we go. Now pick up your next one. So here's our finished card. I think it is just so interesting, but man, so simple. One ink and one colored cardstock. This is the same stamp set using a different color combination. I tried to pick colors that were just really unusual and I just loved it, but you can pick colors that are more normal. And make sure to go over to my website to get that resource. There are also going to be pictures of all of these cards and also the color combinations and the stamp sets that I used. So, oh, this one is in black, which I didn't like at first, but man, I think it is so cool. Before you go, make sure to give me a thumbs up if you liked this video and hit the subscribe button. It really helps to build my channel and I appreciate your help with that. Thank you so much for watching. Have a sunny day.